it's me again. Today, welcome to our kitchen. As you can tell from here, we are going to have some bread making process, and let's take a look at what we're having and what ingredients we have today, shall we? So, have you ever been to the Outback Steakhouse? They serve complimentary this brown sugar bread that's really nice. So I'm trying to recreate it. So here I am. I was trying really hard to find all the ingredients we need, because we have something that's called the molasses that's really difficult to find apparently. So we have molasses. So as you can see, we have milk, we have a pre-developed dough, which is made of some flour, yeast and water. Of course, we need our kitchen scale, we need some utensils, our measuring cup, and we have some extra yeast. We've got butter, salt, sugar, bread flour, whole wheat or rye flour, cacao powder, and mixing bowl. And well, that's pretty much what we need. Here I have mixed up some molasses and white sugar, and so we have to have this pre-developed yeast from a night before. So last night I did this, let it develop for 2 hours before popping it into the fridge, and now it's ready to go. So let's get started. Here we need 150 grams of whole wheat flour, but here I'm opting for rye flour. That's the same. You can choose whatever you want. Then we need 50 grams of bread flour. Then we give it a little stir. Well, this sounds quite specific, but we need 1 gram of salt, about 5 grams of cacao powder. Then we're adding in the mixture of 10 grams of dark molasses and 40 grams of sugar. Add it in and give it a little stir. Then we'll need about 170 milliliters of milk. We will need specifically 2 grams of instant yeast. We will put in some of the milk that we have already measured and mix it in with the yeast. After that, we pour the yeast and milk mixture into our flour and powder mix. Give it a little stir and then add in the rest of the milk. Mix it all in and then add in the overnight dough. It would start to become really sticky, but you got to keep going. We were amazed, but also annoyed at how sticky it was, and it was impossible to knead at first. If that happens to you too, I don't know what to tell you, because it was our first time as well, and we might try it a second time in a few days after we have digested and processed all the bread that we have in our kitchen. But what we tried to do was to put a bit of flour on top, just to try and make it less sticky. As you can tell, it didn't work in the beginning, but I guess you just have to keep kneading and it will become better, trust me.
2 weeks later.
When it starts to form something like a dough, you add the butter in and keep kneading and kneading and kneading. When your dough is finally ready, shape it into a ball and make sure the surface is smooth. Put some oil around your mixing bowl and put your dough in it. Put plastic wrap over it and let it rest for 1 hour. The yeast will then develop.
1 hour later.
I don't know if you can tell, but our dough has gotten quite a lot bigger. It's about twice as big as what it was an hour ago. So now we can take it out of the mixing bowl, put it onto our mat or a clean work surface, and then you roll it out cut it into 5 portions or 6 depending on how big you want your bread to be. Make them rounder and let them rest for another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you can come back and start shaping the doughs into the shape that you want them to be, probably longer. I don't know what you think the dough looks like now, but later on they will grow bigger and they will look so much better. Splash some water onto the surface, wrap it in plastic wrap and let it rest for another 1 hour.
1 hour later.
They should look a bit bigger now after resting for 1 hour. Before popping them into the oven, sprinkle some whole wheat flour on top, put them into the oven, bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, and you will see the bread growing. Your bread should look amazing now. Remember to let them cool down for a little bit before you try them. After 7 hours of very difficult work, we've got our bread. That's what it looks like now. Shall I? A little bit burnt, it's a bit dry. Well, actually, it tastes alright. It's just not as good as I would have imagined it, or I would have wanted it to be, because I had really high expectations, because I was trying to recreate the one from Outback. Apparently it's more difficult than that. On its own it's really good. I can taste the wheat flour, but then I guess I could have made it a bit sweeter with a bit more molasses, then it would have been even better. But well, there's always a second time, isn't there? Well, I'm still enjoying the bread. I hope you're enjoying this video as well. See you next time.